Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too, because you're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Holistic Manifesting, because I believe in a whole body, whole mind, and whole being experience when it comes to manifesting these amazing lives that we're choosing. What I'm discussing today is why so many people hate Monday mornings. We can think of a few things right off the top of our heads, but let's go a little bit deeper, right? So Monday mornings represent, I think, one of the highest occurrences of panic attacks and heart attacks for a lot of people. And I think it's so much not about just going to a job. It's about the type of job that people are doing and whether or not it's something that truly serves them, that you would serve their lives, right? Or their purpose. And another thing is also those awful commutes. So many people sit in awful commutes, and whether we can find something positive to do on a commute or not, there's still a lot about that time period that's really exhausting for a lot of people, whether it's the bumper to bumper traffic, whether it's other people's road rage, whether it's always having to be turned on and paying attention to what lane you're in, getting over, getting off, and all this sort of stuff, and then watching the clock at the same time. So a lot of people hate Monday mornings because primarily it's a stark reminder that you're back at something again that you're not truly enjoying in your life. So, Tuesday is kind of it's only Tuesday. And I've seen this because I've been in the office and I've been around places where this is a common mindset. And by Wednesday, you're just oh yeah, hump day. And it's you're getting to the point where you can get over it, right? But Monday is kind of the biggest stark reminder. You got this whole week ahead of you, and it's going to be the same thing that you were doing last week. You got to do it again this week, and you're going to have to be around these same people again this week, maybe possibly people that you don't like, possibly this and that. But that's kind of just the minutia of it. But if I think about the biggest reasons why people actually hate Monday mornings, it's more about the preparation that doesn't happen over the weekend that makes Monday morning seem so daunting, right? So if it's something that you're going to be doing, my thought process would be find a way to wiggle yourself out of that. And if you're doing something that you hate doing or that you do not enjoy doing, find a way to create a lifestyle to where you can eliminate those things that you hate doing so much, because whether or not you can get through them, getting through them is really stressful, and it raises your cortisol levels, and it creates a very negative health experience. So if you're going to be doing this and you're getting up on Monday mornings, a lot of times we do not prep well over the weekend. So everybody looks at Friday as a time to, I finally, finished with this week. I'm about to go home and relax and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll save things that they need to do or get done on Saturdays. Believe me, I know, because I'm out during the middle of the week during the day, and then I'm out on a Saturday. I don't even go out on Saturdays because it's so different, and it's such a different experience to be out and about and taking care of business and shopping and all this kind of stuff. Today, my daughters went to the mall. If I can get out of going to the mall, I'm getting out of it. Now, the introverted one is not a mall person, but for some reason, she said yes to the other one today. So we can only thank the heavenly stars for that. Because I was I would sacrifice myself so you can go to the mall with someone, but I don't want to. She said yes, and I said it's all well. They've been there a couple of hours, and they are perfectly fine. They met another friend there, and woo, But for me, it's a little bit more. It's about parking. It's about maneuvering. It's about the traffic. So for them, it's kind of getting dropped off. It's whatever. They don't mind. But if you handle business during the weekend and on the weekend, you'll see the really big difference in the energy of just what's happening. So I think a lot of people miss the opportunity of Friday night or Friday afternoon. So you're getting home from this weekend doing work and stuff. If you want to go out to eat or visit a favorite restaurant or just go to Barnes and Noble, these little errands that you might want to do on Saturdays, try Friday nights. Friday nights is a prime opportunity to go to things not busy clothing stores, but things like the bookstore, things like the cafe, certain restaurants that are normally busy on Saturdays. On Friday nights, Friday evenings, they're not as busy because so many people have the same idea of let's just wind down and go in, And when you do something on a Friday, it's a little mental trick that I've latched onto a long time ago. When you do stuff on Friday evening, you tend to feel like you got something out of your weekend besides just going to work and then having a Saturday and then Sunday, relaxing and then getting ready to do it again. Friday nights feel like you actually did a lot of stuff, right? Because you went out, you had social time, you were able to do something that you really cared about. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, wait, it's Saturday. I still got a whole day ahead of me. And when you wait to do these things on Saturday, then Sunday's, the next day. So make use of those Friday nights. I always tell people that make use of Friday evening. Go visit friends. Go, do a dinner date. Whatever you had planned, Friday nights are excellent for that. And they make you feel like your weekend was even longer. Another thing is try to use Saturday as your day to wind down. I know that's the day that everybody think everything is going down. It's happening. Everybody's out in the streets. They're shopping. There's, you have you can get up early in the morning, go do this and that. If you can't use Saturday as your wind down time, try to do Saturday really, really early, right? And like if you got to go visit the stores, the malls and run errands, try to go 9:30, 10 o'clock. Like I go to Trader Joe's all the time to get like fresh flowers once a week. First of all, I don't do Saturdays in those kind of stores because they are insane. But it cuts into your day. Like you spending like 40 minutes in a line. That cuts into like the enjoyment of your day. I'll go directly after I drop my daughters off at school in the morning. And it's like they open up at 8, like the elderly are out. That's when I'm there. When there's like absolutely no one in line. And they're like waiting over here. Like that's my favorite time. So if you're going to do Saturday early in the day and try to be done with your Saturday out stuff at around noon or 1 p.m. Because the way energy works and the way frequency works, it gets so heavy by the afternoon on a Saturday. There's so many people out. They have so much negative energy sometimes with pushing and pulling and trying to get into this store and worrying about sales and coupons and all these lines. That stuff happens mostly after 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Saturday. And you're talking about going out to lunch or dinner on Saturday afternoons and evenings. It's going to be even more hectic because that's when everybody's doing it, right? But if the weekend is all you have, you got to make the most of it. I say use Saturday as your wind down day where you're not out and about doing anything, where you can just look at the people from the window and all of their chaos and you can be at home watching a movie or something. A lot of people think, oh, it's wasting a Saturday. If you really just need to get out, go to the park or something. Ooh, and that's even hectic on Saturdays where I live at. Like take a walk, go to a trail or something like that. Do whatever other people are not doing on those days. And then another thing that I feel like can help people do better on a Monday morning is on Sundays, right? When people say, oh, that's my relax and wind down time and it's time for me to get ready to go. Do as much as you can possibly do on a Sunday evening and afternoon that will get you ready for a Monday morning. And I know this is kind of like cliche, but I think a lot of people really don't get it. I'm talking about all the way down to, so if I plan on doing something in the morning, say I have this new little walking pad in my house and I just love it because when it's rainy and cold, I can just step right out of my bed and then put on my little workout clothes, not real ones because I'm just doing it right there. And then open up the window and then I'll start walking on that pad. For me to do that without a hitch in the plans, I literally take my clothes and lay them on the floor next to the bed along with everything, even the sports bra I'm going to put on, everything, right? And I have my little JBL speaker right by the window. I do as much as I can to set up the scene for what's going to happen when I get up in the morning. That way, when the morning comes, all I have to do is get this little avatar in place, get this body in place, right? And then everything is going to fall in, it's going to fall in order. And so even with my daughters, I have these meal prep containers. I cook food and I'll put them in casserole dishes. But if I leave it like that, then they pick in it and then they'll make chicken tenders instead and all that. I meal prep that food. So if it's something that they can bring to school, they can just stick it right in their lunch boxes. That means in the morning, I can spend 20 extra minutes kind of laying in the bed, looking at the ceiling, thinking about how I want the day to go. Right. So on Sunday evenings, it's so tempting to have a glass of wine and to veg out and kind of push it all to Monday morning. But if you can get as much as done possible on a Sunday evening, Monday will be nice, right? And this is another side note I thought about. A lot of people have these 4-day weeks right now. to where they can work remote like 1 day a week. And I know some places that are really wretched, I'll call them wretched, that want to bar you from Mondays and Fridays. And I'm like, why? If it's getting work done, then we're getting work done. But that's a whole nother thing. I do not like these workplaces controlling grown people. If you need a job done and I'm getting a job done, let me get the job done. But that's a whole nother video. Nonetheless, if you can do Monday, because a lot of people always choose Friday, but if you can do Monday, that's a much better day. And a lot of people think, oh, but wait, when I get to, Thursday, then I can start my weekend already, right? But the mental clarity that comes along with not having to be at that 9 to 5 in that cubicle at that desk on a Monday morning is priceless. And if you've never done it before, if you get a period where you can just switch that day, trust me and try it. Try it to not have to get up and do the hustle and bustle when everybody else is about to start doing it, and how much more peaceful that week is. It's like you feel like you can conquer anything. You may not even mind that you have Tuesday through Friday to go through, right? And the thing about it is, on Fridays, most other people are always taking their remote day or their hybrid day, whatever they're calling it these days, right? The work from home day. When you're there, nobody's there. And if you don't really care about the work you're doing and you're not really hopped up on having to get this done or that done, there won't be much to do, because most of the time you're going to have all these blocks and the blocks are going to be other people not actually being in the office. Most people take off their PTO days on those days and all that kind of stuff. But if you can do that, and you'll see, Friday's going to feel like an off day too. It's going to be quiet, peaceful, and Monday, you don't have to be there. And you're talking about a beautiful Sunday, right? And there's you can still make the most of that Friday, because I've done these 9 to 5s and I've done the Monday through blah, blah, blah. And I've mostly taken Mondays off because I hate starting work and starting doing things when everybody else is about to get to it. Also, I need the peace of knowing I don't have to be, pushed. And it was like a cakewalk, because the only real days where you had to really deal with other people, if you're more introverted, was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, So anyway, these are my little tips, because I find this to be, I'm in my practical season. I'll say that. I've been thinking about a lot of practical ways that we can change our lives and upgrade our lives. And it's not always in the existential conversations and all of these, ethereal ways of viewing life. Those are very cool. It's very nice to kind of get in the woo-woo space. But sometimes it's just about a practical mindset, a practical way that you can sort of get ahead of the game and be a little bit better today than you were yesterday, right? And one of those things is definitely finding a way to not hate Mondays, right? Monday is a beautiful day of the week, just like all the rest of the beautiful days of the week, right? And you want to be able to enjoy it and relax it. And if you can get off that day and you can do work from home for that day, that's wonderful. You'll see. I'll say try it out and see how that changes, right? And I hope these tips are useful, because to me, when you're able to put these practical things in place, then you can kind of get to the place where the woo-woo is more available to you, where the meditation is more available to you, right? Starting off a Monday with meditation as opposed to sitting at a cubicle, man, you're talking about a game changer, because you're going against the main energy and frequencies that are in the world and in our space, and everybody else is doing this thing and you're not. And there's something powerful about that, because I've been blessed enough, grateful enough to be in those spaces a lot of times in my life where I'm not just getting up doing what everybody else is doing. And there's something that happens inside of you that shows you that you can create a life that you choose, that you do not have to do what everybody's doing because everybody else is doing it. You can have peace, you can have joy, and you can still be somewhat practical in a lot of ways, and freedom that you didn't even know you had access to. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day and a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Don't let Mondays get the best of you. They're good days. You just have to learn how to prepare for them and use them wisely.